Aζάια Κάνααν. Welcome to Greece, welcome to Olympiacos, welcome to the red and white. So, first things first, I'd like you to give me a short assessment of the preseason games so far.
The preseason games has been a lot of, getting to learn the team, getting to learn the coach, the system. This is a different type of style of play, and it's a new team for me. And we've been doing a great job of figuring out with all our Americans. Our Greek guys was with the national team. The majority of the preseason, we just got them back last weekend, and it's just a building, a big chemistry builder for us, and just getting familiar with everything.
What do you think of your own performance so far with your team? How you played in the preseason games?
It's just preseason is just a time for me just to get used to everything, get comfortable, and just really just get familiar with my teammates and my coaches, what they like, what they don't like. I know what I can do. Preseason record doesn't really matter. Preseason stats don't really matter. That's how I approach preseason. It's my time to get back in game rhythm, game shape, and it's just it's like a practice. It's like a big practice for me.
I asked you because watching these preseason games, your move was great. You moved well. You seemed to be well adjusted to your surroundings, but you struggled a bit to make those shots fall in.
Like I say, if I'm a miss, this is the time to miss. So it didn't really bother me make a miss. I wasn't gonna get no trophy for having 30 points, and I wasn't gonna get kicked off the team for having 0 points. You know what I mean? So it was more so just getting familiar, learning everybody, learning my teammates, and once the season starts, it's time.
And I'm asking because, OnlyFans, from what I watch on social media, I have zero worries about what you are doing.
Right.
They were like, they totally trust that you will find your shooting form.
For sure.
Do you receive such messages? Do you get?
I don't worry about that. I believe in my abilities. I've proven, what I can do in big games and non-big games. And like I say, preseason for me is more so just building with my teammates. It's my time to mess up. It's my time to miss shots, And it's a learning, it's a big learning process for me. Outside of my short time with Galatasaray, this is my second team that I will be with for a full season, So it's a big adjustment for me, and really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. A lot of people think I'm supposed to be like Tyler, and I'm totally different from Tyler. Nothing against him. He's a great player. He did a lot of good things here, but I'm Ažaja Κάνααν, and I'm gonna bring a total different type of style of basketball, and I have a total different style of game.
Are you bothered when people describe you? Because sometimes in Greece we do that. A player comes to fill a roster spot that a previous player occupied, and we say he's the anti this player, he's the anti Dorsey, he's the anti. Do you bother by such comments?
It doesn't bother me. It's just the natural instincts of a human. People, fans that love the game, that watch the games. It's just the natural instinct for them to compare, two players, that came and go, and that doesn't, that I just want everybody to know that we not the same player. We two different type of styles of basketball, and this team has brought me here for what I can do, not what me and Tyler can do.
They didn't bring the Tάιλερ Ντόρσεϊ for you. They brought Ažaja Κάνααν.
They brought Ažaja Κάναan, and I just want everybody to know I'm totally different, and everybody will see that as the season go on.
Speaking of the fans, that move, the sussing move you made with Barcelona was arguably one of the top moves this season, one of the highlights, at least for me. It was cool from the way. It doesn't matter the outcome. It was cool to see the interaction with the fans, etc. And I like when players, are genuine during the game. They make such reactions. Are you planning to do something similar in OAKA if you make a big shot?
I'm all about feeling the game. If the game presents that to me, I play with that type of passion. I play with that type of energy. And I'm a fighter. I don't care who's in front of me. I'm going to war with my brothers, with my team, and I'm trying to win. I'm trying to defeat you. And if the game presents that, I don't shy away from those moments. And I didn't realize in Europe that, fans and people take those type of things so personal.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a part of the game. I played 6-7 years in the NBA, and it happens all the time. You know, it's not nothing personal, but I love that. That brings, you know, that brings my fearness out of me, you know, and I'm that type of player, and it's not a every game thing, you know. It's just if it's a big game or it's a lot on the line on that game and those moments present itself, you know, I don't shy away from those type of things. And Panathinaikos fans tried to spit on me last season, and they threw a coffee cup at me last season. So I'm looking forward to going back against them again this season.
You generally like to interact with fans. I mean, there was that video with you and D-Bost after Galatasaray beat Fenerbahce on the road, and you guys were flexing in front of the fans.
Right. I mean, rival games, you know, big rival games, you know, it means a lot to the fans. It means a lot to the organizations. And, you know, I just love to play with passion. You know, the passion that I love and the energy that I bring to the game, you know, those moments, you know, makes the player. And there's a lot of people that like it, and there's a lot of people that don't like it, you know. And that's me, you know, that's who I am. You know, I'm going to do whatever it takes for my team to win. And, you know, I'm all about respect. You know, it's people that disrespect us as players all the time. And then when we respond to that, you know, it's a problem, you know. So it's just part of the game. You know, I don't take it personally. I don't go home and worry about what somebody's going to say to me. You know, I have a family, and, you know, I'm here to do my job, and that's to win basketball games and to play my game.
Speaking of videos, there's a cute video of Джέιμς Χάρντεν doing a celebration dance and then hugging you after a close win against the Magic. I was watching the video, what impressed me was there were other Rockets players, but he went straight to you. He seemed really excited and fond of you. Was that the case? Were you friends with him? Did you have any special relationship?
Absolutely. You know, me and James Harden is good friends. I can still talk to him today, you know, and he was the leader of that team, and I got drafted, you know, coming out of college. So he was kind of like my vet. You know, he kind of took me under his wing, and the style of game that he plays, you know, I learned a lot from him every day in practice. You know, he goes out there and tries to do whatever he can for his team to win, and I try to do the same things. You know, he show flashes. He got flashiness to his game, and, you know, I bring those sparks to the game as well. And like I said, we're good friends, and he was a vet for me, and I learned a lot from him.
Who is the Джέιμς Χάρντεν of this Olympiacos team?
You know, this is not a ISO type team, you know, so it's hard to say who can just ISO and just go crazy, because I feel, you know, when times like that happen, but, you know, I did come from the NBA, and I can, you know, take isolations and turn those into a 15-point, you know. We got guys, great scorers on this team. Slukas is a great scorer. Sasha is a great scorer. Shaq is a great scorer. You know, we got great shooters. Alec Peters is a great shooter, myself. You know, we got a lot of weapons on this team. It's not just a one isolation team, but we got guys that can really put points on the board.
There are so many connections between Olympiacos and your Rockets teams. It's insane. Can you name all the Olympiacos players that you've played with?
Was Tarek Black and Papa Nicolau.
Patrick Beverley also played Olympiacos.
Patrick Beverley did play. I didn't even know he played here until I came.
Really?
I did not know that, yeah.
Do you know who else played here?
Joy Dorsey.
He was a champion in 2012.
Yeah, Joy Dorsey.
And there's an extra name?
Don't tell me.
This is a difficult one.
Hold on. Joy
He played
Dorsey.
one game with the Rockets.
One game.
Josh Powell.
Josh Powell. JP.
Also a champion.
JP.
Also a champion with Olympiacos in 2013. Ironically, the player who came to replace Joy Dorsey.
Wow, Josh Powell, Joy Dorsey, Tarek, and Papa Nicolau, and Patrick Beverley all played.
It's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
These Rockets are the most Olympiacos team of the NBA.
When they was my teammates, you know, I was still young. You know, I was still learning it, and wow, that's amazing that them guys played over here. That means that's Olympiacos and Rockets got good ties together.
I mean, have you talked to any of those guys before joining Olympiacos?
Actually, I didn't. You know, them guys are well off in their careers now, and actually good friends with Patrick Beverley. I still talk to him, but he never told me he played for Olympiacos.
He was really young, a big fan favorite because of his style, you know. He was a dog on defense, etc. He displayed everything here, trust me. Tough. So you played with Harden, you played with Dwayne Wade, you played with a former MVP like Derrick Rose on the Timberwolves. Who's the player that influenced you the most, the one that you learned the most things throughout your career?
Throughout my career, the one I learned the most from was Razón Rόντο. He was a part of that. He was a part of that Chicago Bulls team when D Wade and Jimmy Butler was there. You know, Rondo taught me how to, you know, evaluate the game and read the game. You know, I watch after every game I play. I go back and watch it, whether it's good, whether it's bad. You know, just to see things that I can do better, see things ways I can help my team out better. And you know, he really taught me how to prepare for the game, to study the game, and you know, my approach to every game. You know, him and Francisco Garcia was another one that you know, kind of taught me how to be a professional, taught me how to be a pro, and you know, how to approach each game and approach each situation that I'm given.
It fascinates me that you didn't mention, you know, a shooter, a pure scorer, but you mentioned, you know, the pass-first point guard, who is not even famous for his shooting, quite the contrary.
Right, for sure. I mean, I've played with James Harden. I've also played with Paul George. I've played with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, you know,
I played with a lot of great scorers, a lot of Hall of Famers as well. You know, but as far as learning the game of basketball, which the Europe game, you know, you have to understand it and really know what you're looking for, what you're trying to get out there because of the style of game it is. It's totally different from the NBA. And, you know, I took what they taught me as far as learning the game. You know, that kind of helped me, you know, take the next step.
You gave me an assist sort of. It has become a sort of a trend recently. You know, people comparing the NBA and EuroLeague. Giannis, Luka, Jokic, they are asked about it, especially after the Eurobasket, how the rules in Europe make it harder in some aspects, the game here. You have also talked about the differences between European basketball and the NBA. What was the most difficult thing for you to adjust when you first arrived in Europe for Unix?
Just understanding the spacing. You know, the 3 seconds in the key is a big thing. You know, it's a lot more space on the NBA floor because you can't just put Mustafa Fall in the middle and just let him sit there. You know, you can't just let him sit there. He got to go out a little bit, you know. So learning the spacing, you know, learning the different styles, you know, of each team. It's really, you know, game plans for every game, you know, and that was the biggest adjustment that I had to understand was just the spacing and learning the style and the rules of Europe.
You survived the Hurricane Katrina. You have told the tales many times. When you were in Houston, you survived another hurricane, not that big of a scale, not such destructive, but it was still a hurricane. It was still scary, the Hurricane Harvey. And you survived a very nasty leg injury, a horrific injury. So, wow, what does someone learn from this experience? How do they help you grow as a human being and also as a player?
To always have faith, you know, always believe, and always, you know, trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, and, you know, just understand that material things doesn't really matter when it comes to life. You know, you got to value life. You got to value every, you know, opportunity. Never take anything for granted. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, God has a plan for you. And if you continue to believe in Him, you can overcome anything.